And major cutbacks are underway at Disney. Recently reinstated CEO Bob Iger says that 7,000 positions will be eliminated. That's about 3% of the company's workforce. It's part of a greater effort from Disney to cut costs by $5.5 billion. For more on this, let's bring in Dade Hayes. He's a business editor at Deadline who leads business and Wall Street coverage for the publication and also writes about film, TV regulation, and advertising. Thanks so much for talking with us. We do appreciate it. Disney, it's a massive corporation. What parts of it are likely most affected by these layoffs? And will we see more of this?
Right now, it looks like it's going to be concentrated in the TV networks area. They had created a division called Media and Entertainment Distribution, a centralized distribution apparatus. They've gotten rid of that now. And they were pretty frank on the call yesterday with investors that they know that linear TV is declining. So they're trying to manage through that decline. I think they didn't signal exactly where the job cuts will come, but that is definitely going to be an area of vulnerability.
So Seth pointed out, this is a massive company with a lot of sort of different moving parts. The theme parks, there's merchandise, there's all this sort of stuff. As I understand it, the revenue is up. So why are they talking about cutbacks now?
Well, the revenue did rise just a bit. The results were pretty solid in the quarter, but they have just gotten over their skis in terms of their streaming business. That was the big alarm bell that rang last November. You guys probably remember. That was when Bob Chapek, the previous CEO, was ousted, and Bob Iger, who is returning to the company after a 14-year run previously as CEO. That's why he came back. That's what he's on the job to do, is fix the streaming business. It was bleeding cash. They lost $1.5 billion in the previous quarter. That loss narrowed a bit. They have a roadmap to how to fix it. And so the cuts are really just about streamlining operations. They're going to reduce spending on content by $3 billion. That's a big chunk of change. So they just are in belt tightening mode pretty much everywhere except for the theme parks. The theme parks are doing, great business, and they're going to be probably left alone.
That's always the challenge with streaming, though, is you need to continue to attract new subscribers. But the only way to do that is to provide them with new content. But new content, especially at a Disney level, does not come cheap.
That is exactly right. You've just summed it up, Anne-Marie. I mean, I think the challenge is going to be, how do you leverage the Disney brand, because they have incredible properties, obviously, under that tent, in a way that's cost efficient. This is something that Disney management has been a riddle they've been trying to solve for decades now. And in the streaming era, you're right, it is the utmost importance to bring people in the door. But Bob Iger said something interesting on the earnings call yesterday. He said, we're still going to go after subscribers, but we want quality subscribers. What does that mean? They're loyal. They'll stick around. The mouse resonates for them. They'll come back for what they love. And as long as you keep the lights on, keep a steady stream of something coming at them. Maybe it doesn't have to be the top of the top end, but they just want something Disney, and that's what they're going to deliver.
Yeah, we all have that now. We subscribe to something when we have a show that we like, and then when it's not on anymore, we stop.
Yeah, I can admit that the only reason I got Disney Plus is because during the pandemic they had Hamilton. And I wanted my kid to see Hamilton. Now, maybe I'm one of those subscribers because I stuck around for all the rest of the stuff, the Marvel stuff and all that stuff.
Are you a quality subscriber?
I don't know.
We're talking about Disney here, but this is something that a lot of media companies are facing.
Oh, for sure. This is rippling across the entire landscape. And don't forget, you've got Apple, Amazon, Netflix. These are tech companies that have come in and really kind of eaten Hollywood's lunch. And so now the question is, how do you compete with these tech giants? So it's been a wake-up call. There was this, rush to get into streaming about 2-3 years ago. Now everybody's looking around saying, is this actually even a good business? And the conversation yesterday on the earnings call was pretty frank and pretty candid. And it's funny, you mentioned, hopping on a streaming service for one show and then hopping off. That was a reality that was acknowledged fully on the call. And you didn't see that, 2, 3, 4 years ago. There was this kind of magical thinking of like, oh, well, we control the shots. But actually, Iger was quite explicit, saying consumers are in charge and we better adjust to that new reality.
All interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to be frank when you're the old new CEO, so that you don't really have to take credit for any of the bad
How about talking
decisions
about
that
the
were
health
made.
of streaming while in a streaming service?
Right, I know, right?
Dade Hayes, thank you so much for talking with us. We appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.